Please welcome Barbara Feld.
No. These are just very, very basic visuals. Well, I was so honored when David called me to ask me to do this, and I thought, oh, I can't do this. And then I thought, oh, I think I can. But tonight, I have decided I've always wanted to run with the bulls, and you've done it. I'm so jealous. Okay. I've always, right. I've always wanted to have sisters. I never have. I have 4 brothers, and I'm so jealous. So these stories have been great. And my stories are just, I have a couple stories about Akron and one story about St. Louis. And I have to say that I have been so blessed to have the career that I had here in Akron, Ohio, directing Tuesday Musical. And I could just regale you with stories forever, but I'm going to just take a minute to share with you 2 stories that happened while I was with Tuesday Musical. One happened back in 1998. I had just started working for Tuesday Musical, and we had an executive secretary at that time, Sherry Yoke, and mail comes in. Our office was at E.J. Thomas Hall. Mail comes in all the time, and Sherry opens this envelope, and there's a check for $500,000 in this envelope, and she doesn't know who it's from. And none of us in Tuesday Musical know who it's from. It was from Eva Mayaki, somebody we had never heard of. And so we really wanted to know who this lady was who had given us $500,000. So we contacted none other than our own David Giffords, who was at that time working for the Beacon Journal. And we said, David, we have this $500,000 check here, but we have no idea who it came from. Could you help us? So David begins the journey of discovery for us, and he finds out that Eva Mayaki is unmarried. She died at age 87, and she had a brother, Arden J. Yaki, who would come to Tuesday Musical concerts. And he was a music teacher in Norton, and he would bring his students. And then we find out that he died maybe in 87, and she, as soon as she found out that her brother had prostate cancer, she resigned her job as a school teacher to take care of her brother. And he passed away, and she had like $2,500. And she calls this investment firm, and she said, would you help me? And her goal was to die a millionaire. Now this woman lived her life in Dover, Ohio, in this house, having nothing. One time a relative came to visit her, and she was in a rehabilitation center at that time, and the rehabilitation center personnel called this cousin and said, Eva says, I don't want you ever to come back. So this woman had $1 million, and she gave Tuesday Musical $500,000 for the scholarship fund. And today we are able to give scholarships to $1,000 to $2,000 in the name of Arden J. Yaki. And we just are so grateful for that. So that's one story, and thank you, David, so much for doing that research for us. The other story is about my very favorite performer, Yo-Yo Ma. I mean, if I had achieved nothing else in my career, just knowing him and falling in love with him, Dennis, yes, I do love Yo-Yo. It would have been worth it. During my watch, I presented Yo-Yo 3 different times. But the very last time that I presented him was with the Silk Road Ensemble, and I had outreach program. Schools were being bussed into E.J. Thomas Hall, and there were going to be 1,000 students there talking not only with Yo-Yo, but with the performers from the Silk Road Ensemble. Well, I find out that Yo-Yo had an abscessed tooth, and he had just had a root canal the previous day. So he was out. He was out for the outreach, but I knew he would be there for the performance. And he was there for the performance, and we had a reception afterwards, but he didn't want to go the normal route because he was afraid people would just come up and grab him and maybe hit his jaw or something, and he would just go into just outer orbit and pain or something. So I took him at E.J. Thomas on the outside to get up to the lobby, and he greeted people there and everything. And as we were leaving, to go back down to the dressing room, I said, Yo-Yo, my feet are killing me. These are new shoes and I just have to take them off. So I took my shoes off and just was holding them, and just without saying anything, Yo-Yo took the shoes from my hands, and he carried them. And so we're going down the elevator and we're going through the green room, and then when he's going down the elevator to the dressing room, I just take my shoes back from him without saying anything, and I go back into the area, the office area and everything, but I leave my shoes on a little table right there. So Yo-Yo's ready to leave, and he comes back, and he sees me, and of course he wants to give me a hug, of course, and of course I'm there ready for that hug from Yo-Yo. And he says goodbye, and as he's leaving, I'm hearing him laughing. And I said, Yo-Yo, what are you laughing about? And he said, you'll see. So, let me show you. These were my brand new shoes that I was wearing. And inside these shoes, he has Twinkle Toes Love, XOXO. And in the other one, he has a heart with an arrow going through it with XOXO. And these are dear to me, and I love them. And I love Yo-Yo, and I feel so blessed having had this career in Akron, and I really do believe that you can really make a difference in Akron, and that's what's so important to me.